What's going on, YouTube? This is Mark with Waist Deep Wade Fishing, Southwest Florida. Hope everyone had a great weekend. Our weekend, not so great. A little cloudy outside, tough fishing conditions. But I figured from what's going on with our weather today, I would bring up a subject that I rarely hear anybody on YouTube talking about, and it's very, very important when planning out a fishing trip. So today's subject is going to be the Solunar theory. What is Solunar activity and how it affects the fish feeding habits? So let me tell you a little bit about Solunar theory. Basically what it does is it's the action of the sun and the moon which influences the activity of all living beings in nature. The times of day in which the living beings show greater activity are so-called Solunar periods. Okay? Now we can distinguish two types of Solunar periods. The first one is called the major period or the major bite. They have approximately 2 hours of duration, although on certain occasions it could be 3 hours. They begin the moment of the lunar transit when the moon is overhead, and the opposing lunar transit when the moon is under our feet. Now normally these are the moments of the greatest fishing activity during each day. Now guys, usually I'm not the type of person that's going to be reading, but there's a lot of information that I did not memorize, so I want to give it to you loud and clear so you can use this, of course, to be a better angler. So bear with me here. I am reading, but I want to give you all the scientific facts. Now normally, these are the moments of the greatest fishing activity each day. Okay? Now, the most fervent supporters of this theory state that there is not one species of sport fish, hear me out, guys, that cannot be found eating during a major Solunar period. Let me repeat that. There's not one species of fish that cannot be found eating during this Solunar period. So, I mean, this is very important, guys, to follow your charts and use Solunar activity to figure out what times of day the fish are going to feed when you're planning your trip out there. I mean, it makes sense to do your homework. Now let's discuss the minor periods. These are intermediate periods of lesser duration, right about an hour, which coincide with the rising and the setting of the moon. Now, during these periods, there's also an increase in fish activity in relation to the rest of the day. But of course, it's called a minor for the reason it's going to be a smaller bite. Now, the Solunar periods appear 4 times every lunar day. Remember, the lunar day lasts 24 hours and 50 minutes approximately. And you will find 2 major periods and 2 minor periods. We can also observe a notable increase in the activity of fish if the sunrise or sunset takes place during this Solunar period. So in other words, if you have the Solunar period, okay, and the right incoming tide, first thing in the morning, well, Yahtzee, okay, you've hit the perfect time of the day to fish. So again, going back to my other videos, do your homework, work your plan your work. This way, when you do get out there, you have a successful trip. Use these tools to make you a better fisherman. That's why I've created this channel, is to help you guys out there become a better angler. So let's finish. Now, what we may expect is more action than the initial forecast, depending on the Solunar period. Okay, so when you check your charts, and you're looking on, whatever app you decide to use, for your fishing excursions, look for those highlighted moments of Solunar activity. Most applications that you use for fishing will tell you the major and the minor bites. Now, this, of course, is for all fish that are out there. Everything that's in the sea will feed during these periods. But if you're out there for redfish, snook, and sea trout like myself, I tend to find that if you have a major bite, now we're talking about summertime fishing, a major bite at first light with an incoming tide, that is going to be the best time of the day to get on those trophy redfish, trophy trout, and trophy snook. Whether it be walking the beaches, up on the oyster bars, or walking the grass flats. All right, guys, I hope all the information helps you. My hat is off to you. Love you all. Thank you for liking, subscribing to the channel. We're almost at that mark of 1,000 subscribers, and it's all because of you guys. So till then, I'll see you guys out on the water. Love you all. Get out there, get yourself a redfish, a yellowmouth, and a line cider, and I'll see you guys on the grass flats.